The silence after I walked out of that house was strange. Too quiet. Too heavy. I had expected heartbreak, anger, regret, something loud. But instead I felt this cold emptiness, like I had stepped out of my own body and was watching my life from across the street. She stayed close, of course. Too close. She came by the small apartment I'd moved into with bags of food, blankets, cheap candles that smelled like vanilla, and that same concerned expression she always wore when she wanted me to believe she was the only person I had left. "You made the right choice," she whispered one night, placing a hand over mine. "You deserve peace. Trust me." Those two words, "trust me," kept echoing in my head long after she left. I didn't know why, but they made my skin crawl. The first couple weeks were rough. The first night alone, I couldn't sleep. I kept hearing phantom arguments replaying in my mind. Kept wondering if leaving was a mistake. Kept questioning whether I had overreacted, whether my emotions, warped by grief, had distorted everything. She didn't let me wonder for long. She would show up unannounced, letting herself in like she owned the place, cooking dinner in my kitchen, buying little things to make this place feel like home. She'd sit on my couch as if it were hers. One afternoon, she sighed dramatically. "I want to check on your fiancé today," she said casually, scrolling through her phone. I froze. "Why?" She shrugged. "Someone needed to make sure he wasn't drinking himself into a ditch. Plus, I didn't want him thinking I turned on him just because you left." Something about the way she said it, light, dismissive, almost playful, set off every alarm in my body. But back then, I was too emotionally worn out to see danger clearly. I nodded numbly and changed the subject. But the seed was planted. Days later, she mentioned him again. This time it wasn't casual. It wasn't light. "He's not doing well," she said softly. "He says he misses you." "He can miss me from a distance," I muttered. She studied me in silence for a moment, then stood and walked to the sink, rinsing her hands as if preparing her next move. "You know he's not all bad," she said slowly. "He just needs someone who understands him." I felt something twist inside me. "What are you trying to say?" She turned around with this innocent expression. Too innocent. "Nothing. Just, I see a different side of him sometimes. A softer one." A cold wave swept through me. "What side?" I asked. "Well," she hesitated, biting her lip. "When I talk to him, he listens. He opens up. I don't know, he's not the monster you think he is." My heart stopped for a moment. "When you talk to him?" I repeated. She nodded, like it was the most normal thing in the world. "Yeah, we talk sometimes. He vents to me." I stared at her, trying to read her face, but she looked too calm, too comfortable. "How often?" I asked quietly. She smiled faintly. "Don't worry. I don't tell him anything personal about you." That was the moment I knew something was deeply wrong. She wasn't just checking on him. She wasn't just being supportive. She was bridging a gap, filling a space, and she didn't even bother hiding it. But instead of confronting her, I swallowed the suspicion. I didn't want to seem paranoid. I didn't want to push away the only person who seemed to care about me. And that was my mistake. A week later, she stopped coming by as often. Her texts became shorter. Her calls became sporadic. She claimed she was busy, claimed her kids were sick, claimed she needed mental space. Every excuse felt rehearsed, like she had them lined up days in advance. I didn't push. I was dealing with my own storms, nightmares, anxiety, grief that resurfaced like a knife twisting in old wounds. The absence didn't worry me at first, until the day it did. It was a Saturday. My apartment felt unbearably quiet, so I decided to get fresh air and take a walk. Halfway down the street, my phone buzzed. It was one of those random neighborhood gossip pages, the kind people use to complain about stray dogs or loud music. Someone had posted a photo, a blurry, zoomed-in shot of two people standing outside a popular local restaurant. I almost scrolled past it until I saw the caption. "Anyone know who this new couple is? They've been here every weekend." And then the faces. Her and my ex, standing close, too close. Her hand brushing his arm, his head tilted toward hers, laughing. My stomach dropped so fast I couldn't breathe. I stared at the photo for a full minute, unable to move. My fingers were shaking so badly, I almost dropped my phone. A burning anger crawled up my chest, mixing with disbelief, betrayal, confusion, an emotional explosion I couldn't contain. I called her. No answer. I called again. Still nothing. I tried my ex. Straight to voicemail. My breath came too fast, too loud. My mind raced. My thoughts twisted and tangled until they became one loud, painful realization. She didn't just betray me. She had been preparing for this. Every visit, every conversation, every comforting word, every criticism of my relationship, every time she showed up uninvited, every time she accidentally ran into him, every time she defended him, every time she warned me he wasn't good for me, every time she positioned herself between us. It was never friendship. It was strategy. I stormed back to my apartment and waited, paced the floor, sat down, stood up, walked in circles. Hours passed. Sunset faded into darkness. Still nothing from her. Until 11:48 p.m. My phone lit up. A message. From her. Hey, sorry. Long day. What's up? I stared at those words as a cold, hollow laughter bubbled inside me. I typed slowly, forcing my fingers to stay steady. Where were you today? She replied instantly. With family, why? I sent the picture. Read. 3 dots. Then nothing. Seconds passed. 10. 20. A minute. Then her reply popped up. It's not what it looks like. But the way my heart dropped, the way my body froze, the way the room spun, it told me everything I needed to know. It was exactly what it